thought it was Thursday because we have that in bold. So you feel like.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I confirmed with Sam today is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. If you haven't already done so, please disconnect your computer if you're working on one or phone from the Wi-Fi, silence your phone, and do not lock the camera. Hi. It's so nice to see all your faces. Oops, did not work. Let's start today off, before we get going, with a little gratitude moment and wins of the week. This is different than normal? This is just bucket fills, right? Okay. Does anyone have a bucket fill? A win or a bucket fill? I'll take either.
I'll just do a bucket fill to everyone.
Yeah.
You know, I had a listening moment this morning. Everyone was like excited to me. Happened yesterday. Yeah. Didn't go very well. But we did it.
It was a blessing.
You need the at-bats.
I did my part. He didn't.
Yeah. It's the at-bats, though. You're getting the at-bats. Yeah. That's what matters. Awesome. Congratulations. Just getting out there.
Every no gets you closer to your yes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Anyone else have a win or a bucket fill? Yes.
I do. I just want to say thank you, everybody who's open to Escrow with me or Escrow partners. We really appreciate your guys' support. And
There will be more bucket fills coming up their slides.
oh, are there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, you're going to be standing up again.
But thank you guys. We really appreciate it.
I'm going to make you stand up again and do more individualized ones. You didn't know that was coming. That's a surprise to you.
Oh, sweet.
Any other? This is fun. We could just do all wins and bucket fills. I love this part.
Yes.
Any other wins or bucket fills?
I'll just say again, like Charlie, to everybody who came last Friday and experienced Noble's dad, Sean, thank you.
That's a
It
good one.
was really good, brilliant, and I knew it would be, but I'm grateful for y'all who showed up. So it was good to have a full room. Yes.
Thank you for bringing him.
Yeah. Thank you, Ashley. Okay, that's a good place to start. We have welcomes. Ooh. Alicia, do you want to add anything to our welcomes?
Yeah, I can. Let me welcome Courtney. Please stand up. Courtney is joining us from a different Keller Williams down in Florida because that's where she was. So we got some experience with that already, and you just bought your own house in Chula Vista with her husband. And then we have Carlo. Carla just passed her exam and is also a student, so she's majoring in finance, but we're telling everybody it's real estate because it's kind of the same thing.
Never know.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Very cool. Property pitches. Who has a property pitch?
Okay.
Miss Judy. Okay, go for it.
You know, I have properties that are on the market, you know, I mean, like they're on the market and then they're on the market some more. You know? Okay, so 1648 Pescadero Point, it's in part of Chula Vista, called Robin Hood Point. And this property is listed for $895. And it's a 4-bedroom with a bonus room downstairs and its own bathroom. So there are 3.5 baths in this house. It's got a nice deck and a view of the bay from the deck. Yes, beautiful lush landscaping, and it's an older house. It's built in 1978, 2094 square feet. Very roomy. It needs TLC. Yes, it does. And it needs some updated. But for somebody, if you have a client that wants to have a big house with very low fees, this one is for you. Call me, and I will get you in there because I live across the street. Also, 3783 Wilson is still on the market in case you have a buyer in North Park that wants a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-story. It's bottom floor with its own parking, its own washer and dryer. It's an excellent opportunity at $399. Find me a buyer for that before I list the listing, please.
Go get by. Awesome. Bridget and then Amy.
So this one is for Maria Pena. She's got a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,400 square foot house in El Cajon. She did want to let you know it's listed at $999, and it's a really cute place. She does have it available for open houses, so if anybody wants to hold it open or do some advertisements, if you don't have a listing of your own, you could do that. And then for me, I've got a new one coming up tomorrow. This one is 170 Via Cuatro Caminos. This is a almost 3,600 square foot house, single level, ranch style with a 1 acre lot in Rancho Santa Fe. That one is going to be 2.99 million, which is at least 300,000 under comps. This one's an interesting one where I don't know if or when we will ever have access to the property. So it needs to be a savvy buyer, but somebody who's looking for a great price in Rancho Santa Fe. Because we don't know about access, it likely will need to be a cash buyer as well. Also coming up on, I've got one coming up I have one active right now. We'll start with active on Clementine up in Oceanside. That one is 615 South Clementine. It's got a ADU that's only partially built. We've had it on the market for 5 days, and we have at least 4 or 5 offers on it. So if you have an interested party, let me know right away. We'll probably go under contract this week. And then I've got a house in Rancho Bernardo that's almost 2,300 square feet, 5-bedroom, with a 5th bedroom kind of funky, one of those situations. 2-story, and that one's going to be listed probably between 1.2 and 1.3, which is way under comps, but it's almost original. And then I've got one on, well, I'll save the next one for next week.
Amy, what you got?
All right, so on Friday, I mentioned this one a couple weeks ago. I have a condo in Paradise Hills. It's just north of Highway 54, very close to Bonita. You guys know where Bonita is. It's just on the north side of Clearway from there. What I have is a 2-story, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's 1,224 square feet. We're going on the market at $550. And so it's 2 bedrooms and a bath on the entry level with a huge patio in the back. And then upstairs is a primary suite loft. So it's going on the market. It actually is the home that my son is currently renting a room. His best buddy it was his mom's property, and it's in probate right now. And unfortunately, with the financials that are playing out on this property, they don't have enough money to maintain the payments and pay the probate fees. So he's kind of forced to sell it for the probate. No court confirmation. He has full authority. He's super cooperative. The attorney that he's working with is super cooperative. So this should be a very easy situation. The roommates are moving out any minute. My son, unfortunately, moving back home, but we want to get this place sold for this kid. So I don't know yet if there's going to be open house opportunities. I'm hoping it'll sell right away because the price is very great.
That's really good.
Yeah, $550. The HOA fees are like $360 or $380.
Is there something wrong with it?
Yeah, it's dated. It still has the popcorn ceilings. It needs to be painted. The floors are like the old laminate that aren't in great shape. Cosmetically, black granite countertops and wood cabinets that seem to be in good condition. We just had it cleaned yesterday. I haven't even seen it since it's been cleaned. So let's do our best. Please help. So if open houses are available, I'll let you all know.
Awesome. Thanks, Amy.
Did I say the price? $550.
Yeah. Awesome. Bridget has one more.
Okay, so here's a unique one. I've got one where we've already dropped the price, $125,000, and I'd like you to write in your own price reduction because we don't have one yet. It's 4048 Raffi. It's in Bayho. It's an incredible location. It has views, a peekaboo view of the water, great view of La Jolla, and it's at 1.675. It's like 2,200 square feet, 4-bedroom. 3-bath. It's a cool property. Honestly, I'm shocked we haven't sold it. So if you have anybody looking in Bayho, do not let the price be a deterrent. Just show it and write in your envelope.
What was that address again?
4048 Raffi.
Okay.
RAFFE.
Thank you. Oh, I have one to drop on.
Yep.
Emily. So I have it's basically a tiny home. Who wants a tiny home? It's 432 square feet. It's a 1-1.
It's in City Heights, really close to the City Heights Transit Center right there, so half a block off of University. It has solar. That's the best thing about it. It was renovated in 2019 before she bought it. It's clean and full of stuff. And so we're trying to.
Only 400. I mean, it doesn't take much stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'm told.
Like a quarter line stuff. So we're working on that this week. It'll go on the market on September 18th. The clincher is the lot is only 847 square feet, or 874, square feet, and there is no parking. So
How is that
174 square feet?
yes.
There's one solar panel.
Pretty much. I don't even want to say this out loud, but it doesn't have any parking. So maybe someone that prefers transit, right? Public transit. But I mean, you can get this thing at a bare bones price of $450. Okay.
Wow.
Comps are $483 and above. Flipped ones are even going for like $560, $600 plus. I don't even know how that's possible. But it's City Heights, 19105. The address is 3815 42nd Street. And it does have enough room for her pit bull. Has his pool. He goes outside every day.
It has a pool?
No. Yeah, you basically come out of the house almost into the pool. But it is actually it's clean. It's everything looks. She's kept it in good condition. It's just a matter of you gotta see through the stuff. So, yay, bring the buyer, please. We don't know what's gonna happen with this one.
Awesome. Any other property pitches?
Yeah, I wasn't planning to, so I'm doing this off of memory. I have a new construction also on Wilson. A little bit different than Judy's though. Mine's new construction, 3-bed, 4-bath, with an ADU, detached ADU. It does have parking, but not a garage. We're gonna list it at 1.47. It's getting staged right now. I'll do pictures tomorrow. It will be available for open houses 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do not contact me now. I have a spreadsheet that you can sign up on. But yeah, that's the main point. It's on a cul-de-sac. It's on a canyon. The neighbors mad at us. But that's fine. Everything's gonna be okay.
Why
Yeah.
is the neighbor mad at you?
For listing?
Mad for listing?
No, so is Chris here? No. So it's the 3 new construction in North Park, actually Cherokee Point, if anybody's familiar with that. I sold the first one to the current owner in April-ish, May-ish, and then it wasn't finished because SDG&E wasn't hooked up. And even though he was aware of that, he still thought he could move in. So then he was fighting with the builders, and now he's actually selling it too. So he's lived there for like 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Ouch. Yeah, he's done a lot of upgrades, but by mine, because he's gonna be awful to work with, and I will be amazing to work with. But 3-bed, 4-bath. I feel like it would be good for somebody that has family members that like to be separated, so maybe like older children, because each bedroom has its own ensuite. So the top floor is like the main primary suite, middle floor is 2-bed, 2-bath, bottom floor, kitchen, living, 2 great outdoor areas. Again, staged today, pictures will be on. It's incoming soon right now. Did I say the address?
No.
3653 Wilson? Maybe?
Price?
1.47.
Awesome.
I'll pitch it again next week. I wasn't planning.
Good stuff. Any other property pitches? Okay.
Where do we find this spreadsheet?
I'll send it to you.
Don't forget, my name is Mark. If you need to go and ask questions, if you have transaction questions, Mark deals with so many. He's fantastic. For those of you that don't know, he's our director of compliance. So definitely check out Mondays with Mark. Where's BB? BB's here, isn't he? Yeah. Anything you want to add? I know you guys are anything you want to add, Ed? Girls, because your face is up there.
Oh, I am. What do you know?
It's you.
Yeah, no, great first class today. For those that attended, if you got and yeah, it was.
Was it a private lesson?
It was good to like just start doing this again.
Yeah.
I missed it, and it's great to like start the day off having these conversations and brainstorming and coming up with different ideas. We talked about open houses today, and hopefully we gave everybody there some good ideas as to following up and how to do it and trying to automate the system and so forth. So every day is going to be something a little bit different. We'll tackle everything from conversations that we should be having and we aren't having to how to have those conversations. So yeah, you guys Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9:30.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And you guys come to that practice on Ed and Broker Bob instead of your clients. It's a great way to get those conversations in your brain so that when you run into a human outside of this office that actually has real estate needs, it's not like you're bumbling through it for the first time. So I highly encourage that one.
How long is that?
Today's big topic was following up with open house leads that you don't follow up with. What do you say?
Good 38
Not that anybody in this
conversation.
room is guilty of that, no?
No, never.
Yeah.
Never done that.
How long is it? Like 9:30 to 10? Okay.
Never done.
Awesome. Amy?
Yes. Oh, thank you. I didn't know you guys were going to put that up. Okay, so next week on Wednesday before the team meeting, we have Ashley Stats next week. So come early. I'm going to be sharing my experience working our database. Even if you don't have your database up to speed, please come. How can you work with the people you know and the people that like you on a very, very cheap or no budget at all? So please come to that. It's not a lunch venue too, is it? I can't remember what we talked about. Bring your lunch. Bring your own lunch for now, and we'll sit in this room and just have this conversation. I'll share what I do. And for those of you that don't know me, I think you all do know me. I've been working as most of us in this office, I work 95 to 100% referral and repeat business. And so I am happy to share with you how I do that so that you guys can be comfortable with the process. So see you Wednesday.
Awesome. And I learned a ton from Amy on database stuff when we were working through like some of the new command things. Sitting with you and working with you one-on-one, it was phenomenal and changed who I think of inputting in my database, how I'm having conversations with my database. So I couldn't recommend that class more.
And here's the thing, if you don't know what to say to your people, because you've never had the real estate conversation with them, I will share that with you next week. I'm not going to tell you anything until then, so you have to be here. What do I say? I'm so embarrassed.
Amy's an amazing example of how you should run your database and feed it in.
For sure, I agree. Next week, we just talked about this, market stats with Ashley. So come back here, same that channel, same that time. Okay, if you would like to do in-person shout-outs, Christine, we have started, so we used to just do these agent spotlights from Escrow Partners, but we are now adding, there's some special personalized shout-outs. So Christine, if you would like to add anything as I do these shout-outs, please feel free to stand up and add to these.
Hey, Maria.
I thought I saw her. We were very excited. I just wanted to share this one. Obviously, we love when you guys open escrow with us. Fantastic. Please keep doing that all the time. Maria actually sent us someone. So she was talking with another agent outside of Metro. And as you guys know, Escrow Partners, we can work with anyone. So although we love everyone in this room, we can work with any agent. And Maria actually connected us with somebody who is not an agent in this office. And we have escrow open now. So thank you very much to Maria.
Thank you.
And like Law, I saw him yesterday.
Hey,
Congratulations for opening escrow. A special shout out and hello from Christine. And Merlin. Yeah, congratulations. He opened escrow as well.
Which is his listing.
Which is his listing, yes. His listing.
Go West.
It's different when they're not, if they're physically here, then we can
Scream and yell.
Yeah, scream and yell and quit them out, but we'll do that through the Zoom. So congratulations to Wes and Kayvon. And then so because you are here, we can yay and whoop and holler for you. Thanks, Amy. And one of the things that's cool is Amy is, because she's in her database and because she's doing all of her things, she not only opened one escrow, she has two, and she pre-opened. And Is there anything you want to add about pre-opening escrow? I know I didn't talk to you about this beforehand, but we love when you guys do it because we can start to get ahead of hurdles. Anything from your point of view that
It's the best idea ever, especially if you're dealing with unusual properties, probates, trusts, whatever. And I know that there's a panel today about escrow, so that's all I'm gonna say, but I can tell you Christine is amazing. You guys, if you have not worked with their office, I am so incredibly pleased, and I did a review yesterday. I'm so pleased with the communication. Like, I know every single minute what is happening on my transactions, and she thinks about it before I do. So call them, they're amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're amazing. I think we like you too.
No, we love Amy. Amy's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Wonderful to work with. Absolutely incredible.
Hey, look at the bucket bill. Okay, so since we're going to continue on this, escrow partners, or we're going into the next section. Yes, I can move on. Okay. So what we're bringing you today, Ticor title is here and escrow partners is here. And if you guys want to come up and
There's more.
oh wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Okay, well if you guys want to come up and we'll start getting set up after this. But she said I had a few more slides. But you guys go ahead and come on up. We'll come back. We're going to do this panel in just a moment. But apparently there's one more slide.
See, I knew I wasn't losing my mind. Like, wait a minute. Okay, so Marlon opened escrow with Escrow Partners, which is amazing, and he just got another BRBC.
Go Greg.
Oh, so on behalf of BB in the back, Greg took a new listing from his mid-century modern branding, which was from his website, and I just heard that he went pending today.
Congratulations.
Okay, Tommy's here. Tommy's back there. Tommy got a new BRBC signed and is showing homes already.
I know, he looks like
Is he a friend?
Are you taking more pictures of me? Economic update of the day. So on Friday, we had another terrible jobs report that helped our rates out a lot because basically, and again, like all these people are like waiting for the rates to come down. Well, you know what? They're coming down, but the Fed, just because the Fed lowers them, isn't going to impact our rates because it's already baked in. All right. So if someone tells you I'm waiting for the rates to come down, well, guess what? We're in the low sixes, you guys. I mean, I just remember like a year ago talking about the mid sevens. Like I'm in the low sixes. And I'm refinancing a bunch of people that have bought in the sevens that are now in the sixes and saving the money left and right. So if there's anybody that you want to call your database and you want to make a value add phone call and speak to someone and be like, hey, I know we bought a couple of years ago, your rate was probably, quite a bit higher than they are today. Have you spoken to a lender? And if not, can I introduce you to Ed? He would love to be able to help you out. So feel free after Amy's class to call those people in your database and at least give them something of value and see if you can help them out and save some money on their house. So we are hopefully expecting rates to come down, but it's only going to impact like your credit card, your home equity lines of credit, student loans, those kind of things. It doesn't have a direct impact on mortgages, just so you guys understand. And then, please come to the classes. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9:30.
He was on it.
Finally
It was you. So most of you know, I'm on the SCR Risk Management Committee meeting. We meet the second Wednesday of every month right before this meeting. And I love going to that meeting because it's all the area top brokers and I can hear about the claims and lawsuits that they have that I can share. I'm not going to share what theirs are, but stuff that they're noticing that's happening for them. And one of the things that is big right now is, let me see, intended use. So listing agents, listen up. Intended use of what you say this property could be is not a good thing to promote in your listing that it could fit an ADU, it could do this, it could do that. Because you don't know, because the buyer still needs to check and make sure Maybe there's an easement under that back of that property. Maybe there's a power line that's running through there. So that's a potential claim if you're saying, this property could be this. So be really careful with your wording, especially a lot of people are using AI to do that. And by the way, if you're using AI to do your property descriptions, make sure that you're double checking and you're telling AI, please make sure that there's no fair housing violation. Because a lot of you, well, I wouldn't say a lot of you, some of you are still posting on your social media posts walking distance. I can't believe I still have agents in our brokerage that are putting walking distance in their ads. Other things that could be a big thing are obviously permitted additions. So with our carrier, with Crest allows me to give you a report called a permit history. So if you have a listing that the permit history looks a little shady, give me the address and I will send you the permit history report that you can include in your disclosures. So having that report in there too, if there's ever a claim, it's one of the items that can reduce your deductible from $10,000 to $5,000. So that would make Nancy happy and you happy because you don't have to pay Nancy another $5,000, only just one $5,000. And then square footage too, that's also a big thing that some of these brokers are facing. We'll talk more in depth in 2 weeks with Broker Bob's Risk Management. I'll go more in depth on this. That's it. All right, let's go.
Thank you. There you go. Okay, I already took over from you with that. So now we are going to transition into escrow and title agent panel. So we'll steal those chairs, and I'm going to let you guys. Why don't you guys introduce yourself? I'll bring in chairs on your behalf. Why don't you guys introduce yourself?
All righty. How's everyone doing today?
You know sit.
You can sit.
I'm sitting.
Thanks for lunch, Nova.
Of course, anytime. I know you guys love your food.
It's true.
All of us.
Okay, if I can have our three panelists come up. Corinne,
Yeah.
Emily, and Sam. What is that?
Are you gonna?
Yep. So I'm Noble, and I work with Escrow Partners. I think many of y'all know me, as I am here quite a bit. But if you don't, I work with Escrow Partners, and we are right down the hall. I know you two don't know me, but I am Noble, and I work right down the hall at Escrow Partners. He's Noble. I'm Noble. My name is Noble, and I am Noble.
And he's actual. He's a double noble.
Double Noble.
He's a noble noble.
No.
Is it my turn?
Okay, that's it.
We're going on. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. This was very well rehearsed, so just so you know. I am Tanya Courtney with Ticor Title, and Noble and I have been working on this panel for 4 months to get it together and get it here. So I'm excited to finally make the day happen. I have been in title for 21 years. Oh my God. And I'm a recovering attorney. I'm also 30 years as a business coach. And I use both of those skills to work with my clients to help them create more business, to close their deals, and live their best life. So I'm excited to be here and grateful for our 3 panelists that are going to help us out. We're going to ask them some questions about title and escrow and let them answer through their experience. But first, we want them to introduce themselves.
No particular order.
Okay, I'm Emily Holmes. I've been with this market center for 8 years. 8 years in October, so 8 years. I'm on the ALC, on the finance committee. I think that's been 5 or 6 years, I don't really remember. My background's finance, that's it.
I'm Corinne Fedoro. I don't know why I looked down on my notes for that. And I've been with KW 9 years, licensed 12 years, and I wish I would have joined right at the beginning. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. And I am with the Education Committee on the ALC, and I love KW, and I'm never looking back.
Yes, we love KW.
Yay!
I'm Sam Villavicencio. I've been in this office for like 2 months. I'm just kidding. Going on 4 years.
It's 2.5 months.
Yeah, I love KW. Yeah, so I'm gonna be here forever. I don't really have much experience, but when it comes to real estate, but just the fact that I know for a fact that I can rely on every one of you, and the fact that I'm here, it's just like I really appreciate it, and that's mostly it.
And what do you do in Chispa?
Oh yeah.
Big thing.
I'm the president of KW Chispa, California region. So if anybody that's Hispanic wants to join, or not Hispanic, let me know. And I'll tell you how it works.
And his wonderful wife is Yanni.
Yanni, yeah.
Our team.
We work as a team. And yes. What else do you want to know? All right.
Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, well, I just want to thank you guys for actually showing up and being here and helping us with this, because it means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to Tanya. So thank you.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So when you're choosing escrow and title partners, what qualities matter most to you?
Okay, me first.
Go ahead.
Okay, so for me, it's all about the client. So service and communication is what I would say. Over the years, I've worked with many escrow companies when I'm on the buy side, right? Because you don't always get to choose. They are not all created equal. And so for me, it's the level of communication, the level of service for the client. If there is a complaint from the client about the escrow company, I'll go to them, give them a shot. And then that might be it after their second chance if there's another complaint from a different client. But overall, I use escrow partners and Foundation Escrow, and neither one of them have ever done me wrong. So for me, it's service and communication. And then the last piece is if there's anything tricky in the transaction. So a divorce, a death, something sensitive that requires extra documents or forms or something that you need to get ahead of. There's that level of sensitivity. So if they have that finesse when handling that, and obviously all their ducks in a row. Or docs in a row. Either one.
Docs and
Yes,
ducks. Docs are right.
Hurry.
So for me, it's incredibly important that they be responsive, that they be reliable, that they be great communicators. They are an extension of us and our businesses. So we have to set these expectations that they are a reflection of us, essentially, and they will hopefully care for our clients in the same way that we do, with the same urgency. I'm a big detailed-oriented person, a little bit OCD maybe, some may say. So it's important to me that the escrow officer and title be detailed-oriented. I know people make mistakes and typos here once in a while, but I have worked, like Emily had said, when we're on the buyer side, often we don't know the escrow company or officer. And there's things that sometimes happen that you just go, how are they even an escrow officer? It's ridiculous, right? So I truly value that. Yeah, and that just lessens the confidence that our clients have when this happens. Even though we didn't choose, if we're on the buyer side, we didn't choose that escrow company, it still is a reflection on us. So ideally, I've started to, even on offers, to put escrow partners in there, or seller's choice, because there is a chance that they may go with escrow partners, and that's who I work with as well. And then just one more thing, I want them to be, they're supposed to be neutral. Sometimes I kind of get a feeling like if I'm on the other side that they're not exactly neutral. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that. So I do want my escrow partners to be, escrow partners, to be completely neutral and give the same level of service to both sides. I mean, that's what's going to keep the transaction going smoothly. And this is just one thing on my part that I like to do. I don't know that everybody likes this, but I like to get to know my escrow officer and title rep personally outside of work. I feel that when I'm able to relate to them in every way, it just solidifies that connection and that relationship. And building on that, I know that I can trust them with my clients. And if I have, not that I try to call them at 9 p.m. on a Saturday, but I know I can. And if they're able to answer, they will. And so that's a true partnership in my opinion.
Christine loves when you call her at 9 p.m.
I had text messages at 9:45 last night, and we're sitting there talking. The next thing you know, I got a copy date tonight. So
You
True, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they already said all. Like it comes down to trust, communication, partnership. Just the fact that we have clients that trust us. And like you mentioned, it's a reflection of us. So they need to be, or we need to be able to trust our escrow partners and title company, you know, because we are giving them our trusted clients. So everything that they do for them is like we do it for them as well. So everything that they do, it's like I say, it's a reflection from what we would have done. So it's an extension of the service that we provide, because at the end of the day, we're a team.
Yeah, I don't think you could have said it better. Yeah, we're all a team, and we want to reflect on how you want to be reflected. Yeah.
How you want to be? I love it.
Okay.
So the next question, I think you guys have kind of all touched on it, but does anybody have anything to add on like what excellent communication looks like to you during the title and escrow process that maybe you haven't already said?
So I like it to be clear and timely, and that's very important. You know, when I send out, I know that I'm not the only transaction or file that escrow is handling. However, when I make that email introduction to open escrow, I appreciate as soon as possible a response, even if it's just, and this has happened in the past where got it, received, thank you, congratulations everyone, I will get you an escrow number shortly. And, you know, just any kind of communication to let everybody know we're moving along and clear. Also, I don't want to have to chase down updates. I really appreciate when the escrow officer, and even title too, if there's anything that comes up in title that my escrow officer, my title officer will call me and say, hey, did you see this on the prelim, or all those things, anticipating client questions and being able to answer those ahead of time before the client even asks is really great. So that goes into like experience. And also, this is another thing that I don't know that every escrow officer does, but my escrow officer gives her cell number to my clients. And I feel that that's important because it establishes a sense of ease for my client that were something to happen, or even with wiring instructions, that they can reach out to them directly, not have to call an office, which there's nothing wrong with that, I know, but have to call an office and possibly have to leave a voicemail or a message or get to the assistant, or, you know, it just, there's this extra level of direct connection that I appreciate. And again, I don't know that every escrow officer does it, and that's okay. I'm sure that's not exactly necessary. But, so those are the things that really stand out to me as far as excellent communication.
I'll tell you what I don't want. So this is part of the reason why I feel like when I'm on the other side of an escrow company that I'm not familiar with, I have to do everyone's job. So not literally, but just check that they're doing their job, because I have had at least once, maybe twice, random escrows, right? Where we literally get to the day of closing and I'm like, hey, checking in, making sure everything's good. And they're like, oh, we're not closing today. I don't even have the seller's docs. And I'm like, how the actual, is this the first I'm hearing about this, right? Luckily, it was early in my career. So now a week before, if it's non-escrow partners, I send an email that says closing on and the date and the address. How are we doing? Do we have docs from buyers and sellers? Just making sure we have, that we're going to be able to close on this date because of that experience. But you're never gonna get that with these guys, which is great. But that is another one like that sucked because that looked like I didn't have a handle on the transaction to my buyer, right? And although they're not supposed to book movers and whatever, I don't remember the whole scenario. That should have been communicated many business days before that close of escrow date hit, right? We're not an honor about state, it's California. So that's a big one for me.
Yeah, our escrow partners, our whole team should be able to communicate efficiently. The escrow partners with the lenders and with us and with our clients, and it should all flow. And if it doesn't, it creates, but also I think in not setting those expectations by, avoiding not setting those expectations by sending out timelines, which our transaction manager may do, also usually does, actually always does with my transaction manager. But it's good to hear it from escrow as well, so that everybody's kind of on the same page. And, so all parties, not necessarily just ours. So.
Yeah, communication. I think that's key. Just because, like you mentioned, we don't want to be towards the end of the transaction, and then all of a sudden something's missing and you don't even know, or like maybe they haven't. I have cases where E&D was due, and it's been almost like past a week, and it's not even there. So, I mean, with other escrows. But when you work with someone that you trust, like for example, they'll keep you on the loop on everything that's happening. Like every single thing that's happening. Something goes wrong or something looks like it's not going right. They'll let you know with time, because you want to go ahead and tackle it as soon as possible. And that's something like, for example, like Christine, will text at 9, 10, 11 p.m. And because it's sometimes our clients, they need to know, or the escrow needs to know what's going on, or we need to know what's going on, and
you're on a timeline too.
Right,
so
right.
Time is of the essence.
So.
And I love Christine. I just have to say, we're bringing up people. I work with Nicole, and she's fantastic too. So we have a team of really amazing escrow officers and escrow partners. So that goes into one of the questions is, and I know you haven't asked this, and I'm not the panel, but I was just going to say, since you're bringing it up, one of the questions was how do you, would you suggest to new agents about how they would choose an escrow officer? Getting to know them personally, asking them questions. How do they handle difficult files? How do they just their communication style? What's their communication style? And so that way you can determine who's the best fit for you. And because we have an amazing group here of people. And I just wanted to throw in one more thing about the previous question. My escrow officer has often, when there's been situations like that where our clients looking to us like, why is this happening? Who dropped the ball? I've actually had my escrow officer even though it wasn't my fault, but it would appear as if it were my fault, she will take the blame. She'll talk to the client and just ease her away from blaming me, which I think is huge, and I'm so grateful for that. So anyhow, that's a really good quality too. Should I ask the next question?
we're skipping around. Yeah,
skip around.
I'm just
okay,
or whatever you want to do.
So I know we've got time here, so I'm going to skip ahead to one of the juicy questions.
I would like that. Yeah, that's what I was
saying. All right. So what is the most unusual or complicated title or escrow issue that you've encountered, and how is it resolved? Let's get dirty.
Yes.
Okay. I can't remember. Sam, how about you go? We were just talking about
well, something that happened to us, it's, for example, a seller, he wanted to sell his property, he bought it off from another seller, they didn't have our title insurance, we listed it, and next thing you know, he wasn't even on title. And I was with another title company back then, and they didn't really say, "Oh well, just try to figure it out." Like nobody was doing anything. So someone helped us to refer us to a lawyer, and that lawyer actually started taking care of everything. And I mean, it's prolonged. We extended it a few times, but we're getting to the finish line. So yeah, just the fact that you have that someone that's gonna be able to support you, even when that stuff comes up, it matters a lot.
Yeah, dead people, not good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the person that sold it to him died.
Yes.
I have a couple of examples.
Okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm like,
You know what, I'm not on the panel. I have a real doozy that I'd love to share, and I know that title is super instrumental in helping this happen. And all the reason to do a pre-opening with your escrow and title, we had a trust transaction. The owner of the property passed away. There were 5 trustees in numerical order of who would be the successor after the passing of the owner. The first one was dead. Nobody could find out how or when or find verification of the death. The second trustee was missing. Nobody knew where they were, if they were still alive. The third trustee was missing. And it wasn't until we found the fourth trustee, who was the daughter who was inheriting everything. But the title officer worked with me and Escrow to dive deep into finding what happened to successor 2 and 3 before successor 4 had legal authority to sign on behalf of the trust.
Wow.
That's what a title company can do for you. So when you have a title officer that can come to that and dig deep with newspapers and city records and recorded documents and non-recorded documents, that's the importance of having a good title company.
Sounds like a
That was seriously, it was insane.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
It took weeks to figure out, but a good title company figured it out.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree with you, Amy. And that's actually happened, something not that
No,
exciting.
because you
but
do a lot
something
of trust
similar.
agreements as well.
Yeah, and in fact, one of my examples is that, but first but that was with Escrow that they were able to help resolve. But one of my examples is with my title rep. So I had a listing and the seller was an LLC. And there was only one member of the LLC, so we thought everything was great. And we get to the actual closing day, everything's, and everybody's ready to go, we're excited, yay. I get a call that the LLC, that my client, who's a member of the LLC, hadn't updated their statement of information with the state. So he didn't have authority to sell the corporation didn't have authority to sell the house. Immediately, I panicked, of course. I was talking to Mark Miller and broker Bob, and Mark Miller was actually preparing me for possible litigation. If we couldn't close, and these buyers were ready to close, I mean, everything was done, there'd be maybe a lawsuit. So my recommendation given to me was to call Car Legal. I immediately first called my title rep. And my title rep jumped into action. Who's calling?
It's your broker.
My title rep immediately jumped into action. Got with his title officers. They contacted my client, told him exactly what he needed to do. He needed to update the state of information. Yeah, exactly. And then probably pay a fee. We ended up closing that Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember, but I was just like, wow, in my mind, I was already thinking, worst case scenario, this is not gonna close, we're gonna fall out, we're gonna be sued, and he was able to take care of it right away. So definitely something, lean in on your title rep, lean in on your escrow officer, amazing. One more, how are we doing on time? Okay.
10
One more and then have.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is regarding escrow, this is with probate. So I had a listing, it was a probate sale. There were 2 natural heirs, and one of them had fraudulently charged credit cards fraudulently on the decedent's credit card while she was still alive, though. This was the mom. So there had been a lien on the house. There was a judgment from that creditor, and it was a lien on the house. Well, because the way probate works, so this is where the confusing part was, the probate attorney was insisting that, and we ended up closing, but the probate attorney was insisting that that creditor didn't need to be paid. But title was saying, yes, they need to be paid because that's the only way we'll be able to release that lien. So my understanding, and I didn't know until later, is that my escrow officer and the title rep were, and the title officer were communicating with this probate attorney continuously, regularly, to say, hey, we're holding this money, we need to do something with it. 2 years passed. I wasn't even aware until I get a call recently saying, hey, we finally got the demand. And apparently the probate attorney had to go to court to make this happen. And so my escrow officer and my title were just kind of waiting. They couldn't do anything when they were holding that money, but the point is they kept determined, insisting that this get resolved, and it finally did after 2 years. So point of the story is that you need a bulldog, someone who's going to be determined and insistent to do the right thing and get that resolved no matter how long it takes, which unfortunately was a kind of long time in this one. But
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have two, I'll tell them quick. So one was a really messy divorce. My friend, wife was sleeping with another married person in her car on her lunch break. Messy divorce, real bad, okay?
Give us the details.
Messy, yeah. So this was a couple years ago, and I was basically shaking a title rep I used to work with, saying do not screw this up. She has to sign a quitclaim deed. It's just such a mess. We could barely even find her. She was in NorCal at the time. And the notary met her, we barely got her to sign this thing, and she signed the wrong document.
Oh.
And so I was like, this thing's not even going to close. It was just such a nightmare. And unfortunately, that was the last straw for me for this one, for that particular company I was working with. But they did get it right. We did close. But that is I couldn't have prepped that title company anymore for that one. And so those situations are so sensitive. We got to get that one right. It was a one-page document, right? So that's the quickest way for me to be bouncing from someone. The quickest way for me to stay with someone is the coolest story. I can't believe I haven't made a social media post about this. In 2022, when it was still Canada's borders were still half closed, whatever. Does anybody know about Peace Arch Park? Or Arch Peace Park.
Oh, the
it's
one that's
Vancouver.
Side.
It's Vancouver and whatever, I guess Vancouver up in Canada. Did those meet there? I don't know. There's a park on the border of the US and Canada. Seller was selling I was representing the buyer. Seller was selling a condo in Point Loma. There was some sort of something, I guess maybe the grant deed potentially. I can't remember what it was at this point in time. That our title rep realized that if a notary went in, also the seller was disabled, he was in a wheelchair, and the access on the Canadian side was you had to go through this ditch, but this notary had done it for 220 people. The seller was US, but they lived on a boat in Vancouver, Canada. Okay, it was the most insane story ever. We closed 2 or 3 weeks late, but we got it done. And it's because my title rep had figured out that in Peace Arch Park, if a US notary goes and they sit at this table, and there was instructions, she had done 220 of these signings up there with a US seller. They had to sign with a US notary, I guess technically in the US. The Canadian side was open, but the US side was closed of the park, I think is how it went. Either way, it was just the most insane story. But it's the only way that my buyer got this condo, and she still lives in it to this day, and she's so excited. And I wish I had done a social media post on it before for all of our newer agents, but just know, if you're ever in that situation, you can make it happen in Peace Arch Park, I think is the name of it. Yeah.
We obviously have the same title because he just told me that story.
Oh, yeah?
Story. Yes,
Nice.
yes, when I was
Yes.
talking to him about
It was a doozy.
That was you. I didn't know it was
Yeah,
you. He didn't
that was
mention
me.
it. Yeah,
So that was a great story.
Wow, that is fantastic. So,
what else you got?
One thing.
We can do Ron now, right? Ron signings
I have
or anything like that.
There's some little
nice.
extra things to
And
do,
may I
but yeah,
add
you can do
something
Ron
to
signings now.
May I add something to about something that
It's remote notarization.
online notary.
Yeah, remote
Yeah.
online notary. They have to go on Zoom and do that, but there's some extra precautions
Right, they just have to, they upload their driver's license, the documents, they can't be altered.
yeah.
So we have to get them 100% precise.
Yeah, and we'll
Right.
like ask for extraneous information. Does anybody actually know this person? Have
Yeah.
they seen them before? Like, you know that's who that is? Because there is so much fraud out there, and so you have to be super extra doubly careful.
Yeah.
Because we don't want buyers to lose their money.
Yep.
So yeah, so it's gotten more secure for sure. Okay. Was there something else you were gonna add, or
I just
should we
wanted
go
to
on?
say that also a good, and I just remembered this, I want to have that relationship where I can call my escrow officer and let her know about the background situation of certain clients. I work with clients sometimes who are at odds with each other, and there's a certain way, whether the situation or with their individual motivation to sell, or that it's important for the escrow officer to handle each differently, and to speak with them differently, and to just, it's important for them to know. And in fact, it turns out that my escrow officer appreciates me for the same reasons so it's nice to be also appreciated for the same kind of activities. But also I had a client who was, she was going through chemotherapy. And so my escrow officer was able to understand the sensitivity of the situation, and that my client wasn't always going to be available. And she had 2 different numbers, so I had to tell her what number she would answer, most likely what she could leave a message. I mean, just little details that are important, because your client may get upset if they express to you that their needs are such, that this is their preferred communication style, if this is, and your escrow officer or anyone on your team is not reflecting that, they're gonna think, well, my realtor it's not important enough for my realtor to tell the team. And so it's important to be able to talk to your escrow officer and title and give them the background on the situation. So that's that. Sorry, I was a little long-winded on that one, but.
Well, we only have a couple more minutes left. Does anybody have any questions from them?
Yeah, I wanna know how come you three are the ones that are causing so many problems?
Whatever.
We're problem solvers, BB. We've actually solved these problems.
That's how you learn.
Yeah,
you learn.
I do want to
forward.
say one thing, and Tanya's gonna laugh because we've been talking about this since April, and I finally used it. I don't know if you can see me playing in there.
Okay, yeah.
So Tanya has this thing called Ticor Tech Farm. Like, you showed it to me, and I was present, kind of, on our Zoom, and then I finally needed it this week. I'm doing golden letters. We're sending out 1,000.
Oh, good.
And I'm like, well, Danica, my assistant's sending out 1,000, and I'm like, oh my god, this thing is so easy. So we are using that now, finally. It only took, what is it, September? 5 months, okay.
Yeah.
So, but that thing is so beefy. Like, it is so helpful for if you're gonna, whatever, cold call, door knock, send a newsletter. You can dial down into so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have your title rep yet, or you need to switch because they screwed up your divorce client thing, that's who you want to talk to. And then the other thing I want to say is, you probably remember this, any of the newer agents in the room, you probably remember this from your schooling, but I did not 6 years into my career, and I was not teaching the real estate exam material yet. And I looked like a complete idiot when these parents, I've had 2 buyers recently where the parents lent money to the kid so it presents like a cash offer. And so one of them, you only need, in that circumstance, you only need the owner's title insurance, right? Which is paid for by the seller. You don't need the lender's title insurance because those first parents, they didn't want to be a lender. They didn't want to like go through that whole rigmarole to get there. Like, we'll just settle it with our attorney in the back end with our daughter. Well, the second set of parents were way more strict with their kid, and they wanted to actually file those loan docs and have lender's title insurance policy. And I didn't know how to speak to that at the time. So just don't forget that there are 2 different types of title insurance, right? And even in a cash deal, technically, if a parent is lending that money to the kids behind the scenes, you may still need lender's title insurance. Yes, I want to say that out loud. So just that way you don't look like an idiot like I did. The parents knew more than I did, and I was like, whoops. Anyway.
Okay.
So
Well,
with that said,
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
was
say
just
we're at
gonna
time,
say-
but yeah, go ahead.
oh, just real quick, that you have classes here, regularly, you have classes and my other title rep also, our other title rep, also has had classes, and so I would encourage you to come and learn and learn how to use these awesome apps, because they have awesome apps. There's even if you go on their website, you can see you have lots of resources to give your clients, and dive deep into it and learn and be the best you can for your clients and lean in on them. They're really truly your advocates and your partners in this, and it's great.
Yeah, Tanya and Christine, I mean, they're pretty open. You can ask them, anytime, and they're always there for you. Escrow partners is always going to be there for you, regardless of the time. Tanya too, like she mentioned, they have a lot of things to offer. So, and they're great.
And she doesn't take offense when you forget to text her back for like a few days.
Or miss a breakfast date.
Miss a breakfast?
Uh-oh.
Well, you did.
Oh, no.
I was like, what did I do?
It's okay. It's okay. So I just want to say thank you to you guys for being here and sharing all of your wisdom. My calendar is open for breakfast dates, coffee dates, getting to know you personally.
If you show up.
That's the part. That's actually the part I love about this business most, is the relationships that I create. Is really deep diving with people and understanding who they are and what they need and how I can help them. So, whenever you're ready, let's go.
And our wonderful Nicole from Escrow Partners was supposed to be here, but she was sick. So
She's got COVID.
She's got
right
COVID.
now.
So anyway, on behalf of her, she's sorry
Yeah,
she's here, but it was fantastic. Both our officers are fantastic.
I will.
Thank you.
Well, you guys are fantastic too. Thank you.
You're
It should be.
I mean, because I was.
Thank you.